Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Robert Dawson. I'm here this morning with Debbie Habel. She's the Executive Director of Amherst Habitat for Humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me, Debbie, how long have you done this?
I have been with Habitat for 14 years, 8 years as the Executive Director, and prior to that I was on the Board of Directors and was the Vice President for 1 year and the President for 4 years.
Awesome. So tell us, how many houses since you've been there have you all constructed so far?
10.
10.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
And
That's
we
a
weren't
lot.
allowed to build during COVID, so that's 2 years of, nothing. So, yeah. And probably done about 15 rehabs in that time.
That's amazing. So I did not realize until I did some research that Habitat is in all 50 states in the United States,
Mm-hmm.
and also, of course, other countries. But since Habitat became into existence, as of the end of 2021, 4.1 billion homes built. 4.1 billion
amazing?
families.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely, positively amazing to me.
And we pay tithes to Habitat International, and we can designate where our tithe goes. So we help, in my affiliate, we do disaster. So we build homes in other countries just by our 10% of our tithe going to international. So that's pretty cool too.
It really is. And when I was researching, I knew, because I know you personally, that you all have an aspect of Habitat that actually goes in and helps people when there are disasters. So
Yes, I was the construction manager for the tornado in Elon. That was pretty amazing. There were 45 houses destroyed, and 30 of those were either uninsured or underinsured. So the ones that were uninsured, we built houses for, and the ones that were underinsured, we just bridged that gap with insurance. Joan Phelps, that was here with you a few weeks ago, she was on that board also. But we bridged that gap to making people whole. That was our charge from FEMA, was to make people whole. So I brought in paint and doorknobs and everything else that I could get my hands on free, and a grant for $23,000, and it was over $100,000 that we brought in to help bridge that gap. So.
and that also includes setting up some sort of temporary shelters, or
That was all done through the Amherst Disaster Recovery Group. So,
Okay.
so they did the shelters, they did the Gleaning for the World, did the food. Then was it Hurricane Michael hit? That was Texas, Gulf, Florida, everything. So I took over the food distribution too through Gleaning. But that was an amazing time to be able to help people just get back to their own lives.
That's awesome. I did not realize that Habitat is a Christian organization,
We're a faith-based organization, yes.
but not discriminatory, and helps everybody regardless of faith,
Absolutely.
which is so incredible. So I love mission statements. So, mission statement: seeking to put God's love into action, Habitat for Humanity brings people together to build homes, communities, and hope.
Yes.
Vision statement, which I love because they're supposed to be simple: a world where everyone has a decent place to live. And I think this is so incredible because 42 years ago, you and I were working together
Yes.
at a real estate office, which is how I met you. And so the passion for finding people places to live is hopefully in the hearts of every realtor.
Right.
But you all's work is so much more than that, and it's so much more in
Yes.
depth,
Yes.
which is absolutely incredible.
Yes, we are I'm the loan officer. Every year I have to take all of the American Banking Institute classes. You have to stop sometimes and just go, okay, center myself and figure out what I'm supposed to be doing now, because we're the loan officer, we're the contractor with, I teach the financial classes, the whole shebang. So it's very involved, and like I said, you have to just stop and say, where am I now?
What's amazing to me is as I talk to people that are with nonprofits, and it's what I asked Joan Phelps, can you get it done, everything done in a day?
Oh, no.
The answer's always
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And I'm sure you in the evenings, even though you're trying to have downtime, you're thinking about what you could be doing or should be doing. What is downtime? I have no idea personally, but that's just
No,
me.
I start answering emails at 7 o'clock in the morning. And the last thing before I turn my light off at night is check my phone to see if I've got any more emails in. So it's and 7 days a week, and there is no such thing as vacation or holiday or
Well, we have a lot in common with that then. So tell us about, because you have a restore now, I guess. No. What's the technical?
Indoor yard sale. A
Okay.
restore takes about 10,000 square feet to make a profit. And as you know, you came to my open house. Centra donated the old Rehab Associates building to us to use. It's 3,000 square feet. It's not enough room to be a restore. Doesn't meet all the qualifications. Plus, with having to have the truck, having to have more employees and stuff, we just can't afford it. So with the indoor yard sale, we're only open Thursdays and Fridays, half days, and we've already built a house out of that store. So it does well. Everything is donated. We can't really call it a store. It is truly a yard sale because we don't purchase anything for resale. Everything is donated. Where most of your restores have paint brushes, that sort of thing. Flooring. We don't do any of that. It's just whatever's donated.
So the bigger cities would have restores, but smaller county habitats would have something like what you have.
I don't know that anybody has done what we've done.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I don't know of any counties.
I know Roanoke started their restore by having once a month yard sale. They had a shed in the back. And I can remember the executive director speaking in a meeting years ago saying that she didn't see how it was going to be. Her office wanted to do it, and she was like, okay. And she said when she was driving to work, that's first Saturday morning that they were open, there were people lined up, and she's like, well, darn, this is going to work.
That store's huge. It's huge. I really haven't been to the one here in Lynchburg for a long time, but I've been to the one in Roanoke a couple of times, and it's enormous.
It is enormous, and it's great, and we enjoy working with them with different projects. Like I was speaking earlier, Earthcraft. That's where my construction manager went to talk to them about their building, and took a Earthcraft class with the construction manager at Roanoke. So we do trade information back and forth with that.
That's awesome. So the Earthcraft homes are a lot more energy efficient.
Extremely energy efficient, and for instance, the crawl space. Anyone with a crawl space has the little vents on the side that you open in the summer for airflow, close in the winter. Earthcraft does not have any airflow in the basements. It is spray foamed all the way around. And then your HVAC has a duct for air conditioning and heating into that crawl space. So it's not going to be as warm or as cold as the upstairs of the house because it's just the one vent, but it keeps it conditioned to the point that you're not going to have mold and mildew and so forth. Instead of a crawl space, just a OSB or plywood door, you actually put an outside door, and they're just built to your specifications of height. So, a 4-foot, 5-foot door instead of a full-size door, but it is an insulated exterior door. So much more energy efficient, and the heating system, and I probably will not say any of this correct, The heating system that goes in that house, the heat pump is about $13,000 instead of your standard $7,000 on the heat pump, $7,000, $8,000. It has, I can't think of the terminology that they use, but anyway, it takes the airflow that your HVAC people actually put in your vents, your roof vents, your dryer vent and all that, and it captures the heat from those and pulls it back into the house. The vent in the ceiling will pull in, like your bathroom fan, will pull in air from the exterior and express that back out instead of taking the heat out of the room or the air conditioning out of the room. So very efficient. It's
That's amazing.
It's a cool thing.
That's
yeah.
amazing.
They cost quite a bit more to build, but we believe in sustainability and durability, not just putting a roof over someone's head. If they can't afford the electricity bill, what have you done? So when we build the Earthcraft, we build above the county code. The county code requires one 36-inch door in a bedroom, one 36-inch door in a bathroom. We put 36-inch doors everywhere. I don't believe if someone in the future ends up in a wheelchair that they shouldn't be able to go through their whole house.
That's right.
And we do the 5-foot radius in the kitchen and in the bathroom, so you've got wheelchair accessibility there. We do the low-profile front door or covered porch for ease to get in, and we make sure that that porch itself is low profile because you have to have an inch of rise for every, a foot of run for every inch of rise on a porch. So you've got a 36-inch high porch, you've got a 36-foot ramp that's weaving through the yard. So we try to build that one door that's a very low porch so that if they do have to have a ramp in the future, it's a very small ramp. No.
And you were just talking about the hallways being 42 inches wide.
36 is code. So we build 42. Why not?
Well, having taken care of my mother for 12 years, and we were talking about that the gurneys are so large now, and they're not going to get in and out of a 36-inch hallway.
Right.
So getting back to the indoor yard sale, are you able to take everything that people want to donate?
Actually, we take everything. If we were a restore, there's limits on things they can take. The only thing I have ever turned away, excuse me, allergies. The only thing I've ever turned away is a big box TV because there's just no market for that. We have several gentlemen that are retired or disabled that take old refrigerators and stoves even if they don't work for scrap metal. We work through social services. Every suitcase that comes in our office, we give to Child Protective Custody.
That's
I love
amazing.
doing stuff like that. Sheets, twin-size sheets, social services. Miriam's house, we've donated a bunch of curtains and shower curtains and bath rugs and all that sort of thing to Miriam's house to help those people set up homes. We provided pots and pans and dishes for the veterans, Valor Farm, the tiny homes. That's not Amherst County, but I believe those veterans fought for Amherst County too.
That's exactly right.
So anything that we can do to help other organizations, we do. Because we aren't with the full restore and having to pay rent on the building, which we don't, having to pay extra employees and all the things that are incorporated into that, not having to do that means that we don't have to count those pennies. We can be generous with other nonprofits. So if somebody calls us from another nonprofit and says, hey, we need, then they get. Rick Hughes with Warm Streets. Rick and I went to school together since the 4th grade. And every year we do a stocking hat, socks, scarves, rain ponchos, gloves drive. And if you buy something new for Warm Streets and give it to us, we give you a 25% off coupon for anything in our store. And that our prices are quite low because we're only 3,000 square feet. We need to get things in and move them out.
Yes.
And so, you know, I would say the average price of everything in the store, most everything is under $10. So 25% off, that really gives you a good bargain. Matter of fact, we just got a big donation from Ermley Clock of brand new furniture. And so last Thursday and Friday, we had 50% off of everything in the store, with exception of we have one donor that brings us gemstone rings. And we did not discount those. And everything else in the store was 50% off. And people would come in and look at the tag and say, "You've already marked it down?" No. You know, it's... One lady table was $12, and she said, "This is already marked down." I said, "No, you get the table for $6." And she's like, what?" So it's pretty cool to serve the county in that way.
Do you have people, so the donations to the indoor yard sale, do they bring those things to you, or do you?
We do not have the capability
to
of being
pick up.
of picking up. So it's all donated. We have the ring system on our doors, so they can bring stuff even after hours, and we'll know it.
That's awesome. That's amazing. So tell us a little, how many people are on your board?
Oh, about 15. It fluctuates.
And I can imagine, yes, it does. And how often do you all meet?
Every second Monday.
So once a month. And how long are you all normally in a meeting?
I try to get them out of there in an hour. And if it's not I've got a great board. If it's something going on during the month that I need guidance on or a vote on or something, I email them, I get it. So it takes less time at the meeting.
So what type of mortgages do these people get for these houses? You said that's something that you help with.
Yes, I'm the qualified loan originator, and we are self-financing, 0% mortgage. We can and the way our program works with the build, since we didn't build during COVID, I'm not sure what our building cost is going to be now, but let's say it appraises for $200 and it cost us about $110 to build. We're going to sell it for that $110. We're going to put a second mortgage on the equity in the house. So the equity is ours, but as they pay their mortgage off, they get credit on the second. But we're there to build their wealth through home ownership, not to make them wealthy. So they can't move into one of our houses, immediately sell it, and get all the equity. That equity is stretched out over the 20-year, 30-year loan. We self-finance it at 0%. So most of my houses are, under $250 a month. Section 8, for the most part, is around $600 a month. So I can put you in a house cheaper than you can get in Section 8. That's
incredible. But what kind of waiting list do you have?
We do things a little differently. Habitat International gives us the freedom of knowing our neighborhood and doing what our neighborhood needs. The figures I'm going to share with you are heartbreaking, to say the least. You've probably never heard of the ALICE study. ALICE is asset limited, income constrained, but employed. Those figures are done by United Way after every census. And the ALICE figures for Amherst County play out at, for the state, 10% of the population is below federal poverty guidelines. Amherst County is 13%, so we're higher than the state average. That bothers me, but what really bothers me is the ALICE figure. Like I said, asset limited, income constrained, but employed. So that's people that are juggling their bills. You pay your water bill this month, you pay your electricity bill the next month, and then you juggle them the next month so that nobody cuts you off. The state is 29% of the population is Alice. Amherst County is 56%. 56% of the people can't pay the bills.
Incredible.
That's, and our population has gone from 32,000 down to 31,288 or something like that. So when you stop and think 56% of the households can't pay their bills, and the average household is right around 4 people, 3 point something, we're talking 8,000 families are all that have any money left over to help fund us. So our waiting list, what we do, because I feel it's so important because of those Alice figures, Habitat International's ruling is that you have to take a financial class before, and the affiliates have their choices as to how to do that financial class. I teach my financial classes before I choose my homeowners. So if you were having trouble paying your bills, which we both know you don't, but if you did, you could come take my class even though you don't qualify for Habitat.
I might do that anyway.
Okay.
I'd probably learn a lot.
And our average student is raising their credit score 100 to 200 points with this class. It's 6 meetings, about an hour to 2 hours each meeting, and you do have homework. And we, like I said, we meet for 12 weeks, every other week, and it's amazing what they learn. It's amazing what they've never been taught. Their attitudes are credit cards are evil. Credit cards just get you in trouble. Well, you and I both know if you don't have credit cards, you don't have credit. So how to handle those credit cards, how to handle your income, it's all so very important. And I do have people that take our classes that make more money than you can make with Habitat. We are on a sliding scale based on the number of people in the family, in the household. So with that being said, if you can come into my class and take this and improve yourself, then why should I limit to teaching the class just to the one person or the 2 people or the 3 people that are chosen for the year. So we'll have, my first class, I had 28 people apply for it. The second class, I had 48 families apply for it. Right now, we've got probably about 15 families, and we'll be teaching a class probably early summer. We'll have another class. So
I think it's so amazing, though, because I'll stay off of my soapbox, but I feel like that the United States of America was built by the middle class. And the middle class was always the backbone of the United States of America, and the middle class is virtually gone. So you have people that are wealthy, or you have people that are not, and therefore there's so many more of these people that need this assistance. They need this help. And to me, it would be, for you, the most heartbreaking part of your position is not being able to help more of these people.
We keep a folder of referrals. So if it's someone that doesn't qualify for us, we have places that we can send them to help hopefully get the help that they need, because we do have a minimum as well as a maximum income. But it's very amazing work.
When I was doing some research, there was the mention of one child on the website that was age 13, and had lived in 13 different homes, meaning apartments to families to whatever. You
think of that child that the parents, because we're working with the working, they have to have a job, they have to be working. So you're talking about the working force public, and they get sick and they miss a week from work, and there goes everything because they can't pay their rent, they can't do this. So when that child comes up on the school bus and the parents are sitting there with the car loaded because they've been kicked out again, what's the stability in that child's life to encourage them to do well in school? It's not there. And I'm going to tell a quick story. I know our time is running short, but talk about heartstrings. One of my houses, I was actually there planting the shrubs myself while the parents had gone to get another load of furniture, and the kids got off the school bus there. Well, they saw me and they came running down the driveway, Miss Debbie, Miss Debbie. And I hugged them and told them that their bedroom furniture was already here. Take into account that it takes, with volunteer labor, it takes 5 to 6 months to build a house. The family has to put in 300 hours of sweat equity. There was no one to take care of these kids, so they stayed on the job site. And they run in the house and they see their bedrooms. And I'm outside and I can hear them screaming, "It's true, it's true, it's really true, this is our house." And you stop and think, how much heartbreak have those kids seen that with all the time they've spent there, they still didn't think it was true. They just thought somebody was pulling their chain again, and that was just an amazing thing.
Well, it's very true, and mental stability cannot be created without a sanctuary and without a place every night to lay
and
your head.
And the stability of
That's
that.
exactly
yes.
right.
Yes.
So Debbie Habel with Amherst Habitat for Humanity, thank you so much.
Stick the county in there because Amherst, Massachusetts, and Amherst somewhere else has Amherst Habitats. We're Amherst County Habitat.
Everybody knows who and where you are. And I'm going to make sure you get a lot of donations. But thank you so much for being here.
Thank
it was
you.
awesome. It was good to see
Always
you again.
good to see you.
I know. And please tell my namesake hello.
Okay, we'll do that.
Thank you so much.